YouTube. So I'm back for another video, and today I'm doing a double reaction to Sabaton / Radio Tapok's Defense of Moscow. From what I heard, this was originally done by Radio Tapok in their native Russian, and then Sabaton did an English cover over it. So today I'm going to be listening to both versions, and this is about the defense of Moscow in late 1940. The Nazis were trying to reach and capture Moscow and the Soviet Union, but that did not go well. This is right around the time of Operation Barbarossa. I am not too familiar with this defense as well as Operation Barbarossa, so I don't want to be giving false information. So in the comments, if you guys are more well versed in the Battle of Moscow, I know Sabaton is going to be singing about it, but we have World War II historians out there that can educate us on what exactly this was outside of the Nazis trying to take over Moscow, which was, I believe, the capital of the Soviet Union as it is modern-day Russia. So let's get started. I'm going to be listening to the English version first, the lyrics version, because I can't get the actual video because of copyright. And then I'm going to be listening to Radio Tapok's version. Someone luckily did a Russian English lyrics translation, so that's going to be interesting. And let's get started. Nice picture of the Soviet soldier.
Russia 1941, they don't belong. We stand our ground, 1,000,000 strong. We are ready for the strike. Face the army of the Reich, 1,000,000 strong. This is our land, they don't belong. Here march our Shukovs and Stalin's orders. Defend the motherland, Moscow shall not fall. Stand in full command, the blood for the homeland. Hear the mother's call, raise to the storm. Moscow will never give in, there is no surrender. Force them into retreat and into defeat. Face the bullets of their guns, Russia's daughters and her sons. All the brave who stand against the typhoon wave. From the mountains and the plains, coming thousands on the trains. Day and night, rolling in to join the fight. From Kazakhstan to Magadan, call of the motherland, Russia shall prevail. Stand in full command, the blood for the homeland. Hear the mother's call, raise to the storm. Moscow will never give in, there is no surrender. Force them into retreat and into defeat.
So that was the English Sabaton version of Defense of Moscow, and I absolutely loved it. Sabaton, of course, is amazing when they're telling history, and I just loved how he went from explaining the events to a general talking to a soldier saying, "Stand and follow command." Now, this might be a bit controversial, but the chorus, "Stand and follow command, our blood for the homeland, heed the motherland's call, brace for the storm. Moscow will never give in, there is no surrender, force them into retreat, into defeat." Now, the reason why I said this is with a lot of the song, you could actually argue that you could switch out the words of Moscow for like Berlin, or switch out some of the words and it will be the same for the Wehrmacht. A prime example is instead of saying stand and follow command, heed the motherland's call, if you were focusing on the Wehrmacht, it would have been stand and follow command, heed the fatherland's call. Moscow will never give in, there's no surrender. Switch that out with Berlin. Berlin will never give in, there is no surrender. What I'm trying to get at is, yes, this is about the defense of Moscow and the Soviet soldiers heeding their motherland's call to defend her. But as I tried to point out in my Wehrmacht video, Sabaton also can do universal lyrics. Later in the war, as we know, the Soviets took over Berlin. So the same song can come out, but just switch, Stalin with Hitler, fatherland for motherland, or motherland for fatherland, and Berlin for Moscow, or Moscow for Berlin. And I do not mean to take away this song being about the Soviet Union being called to arms, but I just love how Sabaton is Swedish, and yet they're still able to capture the Soviet and, in a way, the German as well mindset of we are following command, we are defending our land against a foreign invader. Hey, this could even go to the United States, or Britain, Imperial Japan, uh, Egypt, all countries in the world. Because the theme of this song is about the Battle of Moscow and the Soviet Union defending their motherland against a foreign invader, but at the same time, it could also be universal as a country, like I just said, fighting to defend their homeland against a foreign invader who wants to destroy them. Now, I know in the music video, you have a section, I believe it was during the instrumental, where they have like three actors, two dressed as Nazis, one dressed as a Soviet, and they're just like going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But it's that momentum that even in the instrumental it carries that call to arms. If you listen to the drums, it almost sounds like marching. Not to the extent that it does in like Attack of the Dead Man, where it's more clear, march, 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 march. But I just love how Sabaton incorporates the theme of a soldier even during their instrumentals, which are amazing. And as for Sabaton's singing, I like how he's sounding more like he's in charge rather than like the metal. Ah, sorry if that's offensive to some people. The metal screaming, but he's strong in some parts. Moscow will prevail. Russia will prevail. And things like that. And then he backs off and it's like stand, follow command, heed the motherland's call. From Kazakhstan to Megalodon, call of the motherland, Russia shall prevail, are just one of many examples in this song where he goes on strong and then he backs off, which I think is actually very clever, because to me it kind of symbolizes an attack in general, Russian offense, Russian defense, German offense, German defense, a break in the battle, and so on and so forth. So that was very clever of Sabaton to do, and I just, overall, it's a powerful message. Yes, the Soviet Union made a bit and frenemies to the United States, and Germans, obviously in the song, are the enemy, but as I said before, you can simply just switch out some of the lyrics. Motherland to fatherland, Moscow to Berlin, and you're basically singing the same song, if you guys know what I mean. So next, I'm actually going to be listening to Radio Tapok's native Russian version. This is going to be a video someone luckily provided, translating the Russian version into English via, subtitles. So let's get started on that. And I know this version is slightly different in that I believe it's more based on the soldier itself, and it being from a Russian is probably more of a call to arms. Like, you would hear on the radio, okay, we just got attacked, we're being attacked, you need to come now and heed our motherland's call to her fathers and her sons. So let's get started on that. Great painting by whoever did it of the Soviet soldiers in the winter. Moscow never came to surrender.
Враг нас гнал, идя в обход. Великий рейх всю свою мощь направил бой, маршируя в ад миллионами солдат. Вермахт шел к сердцу страны, встав под Москвой. И маршал Жуков, фронт приняв руки, поднял ружье полки и сказал: сынки, Родина никогда вас не забудет. Некуда ступать, за нами Москва, и нас предстояли они под орудий, и память в наших сердцах о них на века. Вновь Бородино, снова смерть твоих сынов. Вновь зверь бросил взгляд свирепый на восток. Силы не равны, но поезда со всей страны свозят все резервы сделать марш-бросок. От Казахстана до Магадана на смерть идут полки. Смело бой, сынки, Родина никогда вас не забудет. Некуда ступать, за нами Москва, и нас предстояли они под орудий, и память в наших сердцах о них на века.
6 декабря 1941 года войска нашего Западного фронта перешли в контрнаступление против ударных фланговых группировок.
Okay, that hit hard. And wait till the end for that.
Родина никогда вас не забудет. Некуда ступать, за нами Москва. И нас не стояли они под запорудье. И память в наших сердцах о них на века. Родина никогда вас не забудет. Некуда ступать, за нами Москва. И нас не стояли они под запорудье. И память в наших сердцах о них на века. Родина никогда вас не забудет. Некуда ступать, за нами Москва. И нас не стояли они под запорудье. И память в наших сердцах о них на века.
Wow, okay, that version just hit you like a bullet in the heart. I actually tried to look up, as you saw in the lyrics version, the first two lines of the chorus were in quotation, so I actually did try to look up to see if it was an actual quote said by Marshal Zhukov or if Stalin himself said it. However, I was not able to find anything, so I cannot confirm or deny whether or not one or both of them said something along those lines. But into the video, so ooh, this hits differently. I feel like why this version hits so different than Sabaton's version is I'm an aunt. They were ever called to arms to defend, our great nation. I would probably be feeling what a lot of both the Russian and German moms would have been feeling, but in this particular version, you could tell it was very patriotic. It was very, we're under attack. And as a son of the Soviet Union, it is your duty to defend and possibly die. And that just, and to defend America against a foreign invader, I would be happy that they're answering the call, especially if the commander or commanders spoke so poetically like Radio Tapok and Sabaton were able to do. What made this version different is one, it was done by a Russian in Russian, so that automatically has a different tone than Sabaton's version. But this version is definitely, as I said, patriotic. It's very, you're being called to your duty, boy or girl, because you have to remember there were women both in the Russian and German forces. A famous example of Soviet women is the Night Witches. I believe the 388th Division of the Soviet Air Force. Sabaton did a song, and so did Radio Tapok on them, Night Witches. To tie it back to this song, I love how both bands said Russia's daughters and her sons. Just to say, when it comes to defending the motherland, it does not matter if you're a girl, boy. What matters is that you are defending your motherland. And I actually found it interesting that he said in the beginning, in the 41st year. Now, I know 1941 is, 41st year of the 20th century, but it was just a little peculiar to me that he said 31st year. I didn't know if he was going to say start counting from 1922, which is when I believe the Soviet Union officially took over. I'm not sure if the Soviets did that, if they said like 1941, it would have been like the 19th year of the Soviet, or of the whatever. What I'm trying to get at is that it was just a little weird to see the 31st year, but that's just me going off on a tangent. Radio Tapek definitely sounded more like a general talking to his soldiers, while Sabaton was more of a general call. I'm not sure if Radio Tapek ever served in the Russian military, but personally, when it comes to more like military base approach, Radio Tapek is more of an embodiment of a soldier than Sabaton is, which is not a criticism to Sabaton at all. You know, they both have their own approaches, but just in this song in particular, you can tell the patriotism that Radio Tapek has for his country. Yes, they're no longer the Soviet Union, but this is their history. You see the same exact thing when he sings Attack of the Dead Man. That patriotism and the pride he has as a Russian. And speaking of that, this song, more of Sabaton's version, but in this song as well, the instrumental kind of sounds like marching. It's more prominent in Attack of the Dead Man, with the drum sounding like the marching, but definitely during the instrumental part, I got a sense of soldiers marching to the front, wherever that would have been, and just that overall, here we are, we're about to attack, we're being attacked, this is what we're going to do for the motherland. Which I love how Radio Tapek says, marching into hell with millions of soldiers, the Wehrmacht marched to the heart of the country and stood before Moscow. You guys have to realize, as I said before with the Sabaton version, the Germans are trying to take over Moscow. So Radio Tapek Radio Tapek is reiterating the fact that Moscow is the heart of their country. It's the heart of modern day Russia and the heart of the Soviet Union. So I just love how he sung, especially about the Wehrmacht reaching the heart of the country. That stung. Not just because I'm of German descentage, but that stung because it really drives home that these foreign invaders are right outside the heart of our motherland, right outside the heart of our country. And if we lose this battle, we could be taken over. We saw that later on towards the end of the war when the Soviets took over Berlin. You know, they reached the heart of Germany and took over. And the same thing could have happened here in 1941 if the Wehrmacht successfully were able to capture Moscow. But yes, I love Radio Tapek's singing. I love how he drives home the feeling of patriotism and pride, and just emphasizing we need to win this battle. The enemy is right here. It is your duty. You're coming from all over this country to defend our motherland, to defend all that we love near and dear. Some of you may be saying that I'm looking way too much into this and I'm not making a lot of sense, I apologize, but what I'm trying to really say is that in both this version and in Sabaton's version, you get the emphasis on this is your duty. As I said before, you could switch the lyrics out for lyrics pertaining to the Vermont or even the United States, Washington, D.C. will never give in. Berlin will never give in. Stand for our beloved country. Not sure if we will count as the fatherland, motherland, or how that works when it comes to the United States, but just that emphasis of it is your patriotic duty and your pride for your country that you are going into this battle where you could die. And both versions did great on emphasizing that. My last main critique is that Radio Tapok, it seemed to emphasize more about the brutality of the battle, the more of, you could die doing this, and you are expected to die for the motherland. With Sabaton, I got more of a general call to arms, saying, this is your duty. I'm sorry if I'm sounding like a broken track record, but this is the best way I can analyze these versions respectfully. And just, I got more of a sense of this is your duty, and this is your country that you could watch be taken over. That was the feeling I got from Radio Tapok. In Sabaton, I got more of a you love this country and you will do anything for her or for him, but in this case, it's the motherland, so for her. And yeah, so great songs. Both have their own respectful approach to it. And I'm sorry if I said May 1940 before. As I said, I'm not well versed in this battle at all, or the overall operation that led to the defense of Moscow. So feel free to leave comments and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And have a great day, everyone.